and Date, we look up into the sky. We bring you exclusive footage from eclipses worldwide. We take our mobile observatory to where the action happens. Hi, Steffen.
Hi, Anna.
We collaborate with experts and observatories across the globe to bring you the best view of celestial events.
And we ordered the Devil's Horn just for you.
Now, we have to say thank you very much for your images tonight.
We explain how and show why it all happens while answering your questions during our live broadcast events.
That is a meteor.
Find your home and even more details on time and day. And subscribe to join us next time.
Good evening from timeanddate.com. I'm Anna Buckle. This is Graham Jones, and we're live in Leon, Spain for a total solar eclipse. And boy, are we excited. This is the first total solar eclipse since April 2024. So that's 28 months since the last one on Earth. And first totality on mainland Europe in 27 years. This is a sunset eclipse here in Spain. So we're sitting, the sun's already quite low in the sky. So we're sitting here under a tent for now because it is hot. We have 3 teams out from Time and Date. We've got one team here in Leon. That's Renate Mauland-Hus and Geremy Krause. They're manning the telescopes here in Leon. We've got Steffen Thorsen, our chief eclipse chaser. He's in Mallorca, in Palma de Mallorca in Spain. He's got 2 telescopes going there. And then we've got Ada Opperhau in Stavanger, Norway for our deep eclipse in Norway. 85% eclipse there.
Yeah, and we have an amazing lineup of collaborators across the Northern Hemisphere.
Yes.
So yeah, just to pull back and look at the big picture of this eclipse. This is a solar eclipse across a large part of the Northern Hemisphere today. So it's a partial solar eclipse across much of Canada and the United States. It's a very deep partial eclipse across large parts of Europe, up to 80 or 90% across many places in Europe. And there is a thin strip running across the map known as the path of totality. And that's where today the moon will completely cover the sun and produce a total solar eclipse. And that path of totality is running through Greenland, through Iceland, and it's just reaching us here in Spain just before the sun sets. And we have partners across the Northern Hemisphere today. We'll be talking much more about them later on, but we have telescopes on the ground in Canada, in the United States, in Norway, in Germany, in the UK, and in Italy. So yeah, we are going to be bringing lots of views of this eclipse. Anna, we also have a wonderful partner in Iceland.
Yep.
So this is Sævar Helgi Bragason in Reykjavik in Iceland. He has been doing an amazing job in Iceland, helping everybody get ready for this eclipse. He was hoping to give us telescope images of totality in Iceland today, but the weather is just completely cloudy there. We always knew that Iceland was going to be a challenge in terms of cloud. And we're just really sorry for everybody who's traveled to Iceland for this eclipse. It does look like thick clouds across Iceland. That is the big disappointing weather news today. The good news is that across much of the rest of Europe, it's clear skies. And for everybody who's come to Spain to watch totality, it's generally clear skies across Spain. So good news there, very bad news for Iceland.
Yes.
Before we go any further, Anna, you do have an important safety message. Of course, these eclipses are amazing events for people to enjoy. But every time there's a big solar eclipse, sadly, there are always stories the next day of people going to hospitals and eye doctors because they have damaged their eyes looking at the sun. So, Anna, the message is to be very serious about eye safety.
Very serious indeed. Now, always during the partial stages of a solar eclipse, you have to protect your eyes with proper sun filters or eclipse glasses like these. At no time during a partial phase of an eclipse can you take your eclipse glasses off. Share them around. Look around and see other people's reactions. You don't need to stare at the sun for hours and hours on end. You could put them on and you can see the moon slowly eating away at the sun. So there's lots of fun to do without staring right at the sun. And we also have some housekeeping, Graham.
Yes, we do. As you can see, we've got a lot happening on the screen here at the moment. So the eclipse hasn't started in Spain yet, but in our main picture, that's coming from Time and Date's Steffen Thorsen in Palma de Mallorca. We can see he's got a beautiful image of the sun. That's on our main screen. On the right-hand side of the screen, we have a smaller sun there from Leon in Spain. That's where we are, right here. Above that, we have a sun from Genoa in Italy. In northern Italy, we're working again with the Righi Observatory. It's a very difficult eclipse to observe in Genoa because it really is happening very, very close to sunset. But Walter Riva at the Righi Observatory, he's come up with a fantastic observation point for this. He's teamed up with Primo Canale, and they are at the top of a big building in downtown Genoa on a kind of a rooftop terrace known as the Terrazza Colombo, and they have a lovely view towards the western horizon and sunset. So that is our picture in the top right of the screen there. Meanwhile, Anna, on the left of the screen, we have our timeline.
We do, and our timeline shows where the eclipse is happening. So we're moving towards eclipse start in Iceland there. So it takes us through Spain, through Iceland again, and through Spain again. And yes, we would have wanted to have all the locations on there, but that would be a very crowded list indeed. So these are guiding times, but it'll show you, it'll show when totality happens in Spain and in Iceland. So that's pretty good. We've got it there on the side. And then below us, we have our trusty UTC clock that connects to the time there on the timeline. So we're all looking at this at the same time, depending on our time zone.
Yeah. So 1639 UTC right now. Our timeline goes all the way through until about 1930 UTC. Anna, that means we're going to be here for the next 3 hours watching this eclipse play out across different countries across the Northern Hemisphere. So keep watching us on timeanddate.com. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be back in about 10 minutes. And Anna, you are going to be having a chat with one of the people operating our telescopes here in Leon in northern Spain. That's Renate Mauland-Hus. And you're going to be having a chat with her about the science behind eclipses.
Yep. So we're going to be replacing Graham with Renate, and he will be coming back. Just relax. But Renate will be here for the next segment. And make sure to check timeanddate.com. We've got more information about the eclipse, about our partners there. So it's a good place to start and have a look at what we're doing. And we will be back with Renate soon. Welcome back to timeanddate.com, and we're here for a total solar eclipse, and we're just getting started. And I'm here with Dr. Renate Mauland-Hus. She's an astrophysicist at timeanddate.com, and she has been manning the telescopes that are just outside the picture over here. There's still cloudy in Iceland. We can see here from the timeline that the eclipse has started in Iceland. If they're lucky, they might see a little break in the clouds. They might see the moon eating away at the sun. Let's have our fingers crossed that they can see something there. But here in Leon, we're still waiting for first contact. We're looking at Geremy Krause's big, beautiful sun there in the middle of the screen. We've also got Palma in Spain on the right-hand corner there, and Stavanger, Norway, there right below. All our feeds up, and it's quite an occasion. We usually have a lot of bad weather. So in about 40 minutes, first contact here in Leon. But while we're waiting, we're going to talk to Renate about the magic of eclipses when it comes to science, and also just the awe that we feel when we're near an eclipse. So finally, we're here. We arrived on Sunday. It's been a busy few days, especially in almost 40 degrees heat. That's 100 degrees Fahrenheit. It's been very hot for people and for equipment. And how has it been getting ready for this eclipse, Renate?
Yeah, so as you say, it's been quite intense. Of course, we started getting ready long before we actually traveled out here. We've been testing in the office and packing and making sure everything's in order. And then we came down here and started testing a lot. And of course, as you mentioned, our main problem has been the heat, both for us people, but also for our equipment. So the sun is the star of the show, but it's also making things a little bit difficult.
She's quite a diva.
Yes.
She likes to be the star. So we be keeping getting asked what a solar eclipse is and why it happens. And we have an astrophysicist here that can explain it to us.
Yeah, well, simply put, a solar eclipse happens when the sun, the moon, the earth align so that the moon comes in front of the sun in the sky. And this solar eclipse here is special. It's a total solar eclipse. That means that from some places on earth, you will see the moon completely cover the sun in the sky. And what happens then is that the darkest part of the moon's shadow lands on earth and travels across a narrow path on the earth's surface. And the people standing in that shadow, they get to see totality.
Just like we are.
Yes, just like we are.
Just like we are. And why are they so special for us humans, but also scientists?
Well, this is what you mentioned in the beginning. It's a little bit of where the magic and the science is combined. So you have that wonderful feeling of experiencing something special when you look at it. It's not something you see every day, especially for a total solar eclipse. You have the animals behaving differently, temperature dropping, things like that. But also it's a real possibility for science and experiments and data to be gathered. So that's really exciting. There's people gearing up to do real science experiments now, like NASA. They want to try and follow the moon's shadow to observe the corona, the sun's outer atmosphere. They want to send up balloons to study how everything affects Earth's atmosphere. So there's a lot of stuff going on.
Oh, it sounds like a lot of fun as well. And this is your first totality. I'm excited for you. What are you looking forward to?
Well, if everything is in order with the equipment, hopefully I'll be very busy during totality. But if not, then I can just stand back, enjoy, and watch it. I'm really looking forward to seeing the corona with my own eyes and also seeing how the animals behave and how they react to this happening.
Yeah, from my experience, the birds start flapping, the dogs start barking, so there's a lot of things that can happen. So we're finally super excited to finally be sitting here, and there's a lot more to come over the next 2 hours or so. Be sure to look at timeanddate.com. There you can find our news feed with updates on this eclipse and pictures and a lot more. So we're getting super excited. We're going to be here for almost 3 hours, so we will see you back here soon. You're watching a total solar eclipse here on timeanddate.com, and we have first contact in Stavanger, Norway, and I have shivers. I am so excited. Look at that. Oh, a little bit of artifacts there, but that is all part of live streaming eclipses, and we're getting super excited about first contact here in Leon. I have my eclipse glasses ready. First contact here will be in about 24 minutes.
That's right. Looking at the timeline on the left of the screen, well, we can see that the eclipse in Spain starts at 1730 UTC. That's when the eclipse starts in the very northern part of Spain. But more or less the whole of Spain, to within a few minutes, is running on very similar times for this eclipse. The eclipse is starting first in northern Spain, and then it's moving south down through Spain. So it'll be a couple of minutes after 1730 UTC when we see first contact here in Leon. Meanwhile, further north in Europe, definitely from our time and date observatory at our HQ in Stavanger, Norway, we can see the moon starting to take a bite out of the sun. And this is what people across Europe, if they have clear skies, are going to be able to enjoy this evening. That bite of the sun is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger until across many areas of Europe, we're going to have 80%, 90% of the sun covered by the moon. All that will be left will be a thin crescent sun.
Yeah.
Anna, we also saw earlier in the corner of the screen, we saw some images from St. John in Canada. The eclipse is underway there as well. We saw that there was a small bite being taken out of the sun in St. John. This is in eastern Canada. Our collaborator in Canada is Chris Kerwin. He does all kinds of wonderful outreach in eastern Canada. He has a Facebook page, Astronomy by the Bay. He is struggling a bit with clouds.
Yeah, we can
there
see
in St. John. So his feed is sort of coming in and out there on the side of the screen because it's not perfect weather there. It is a very cloudy part of Canada, but we definitely saw first contact from St. John. And
there you go.
Okay.
Speaking of the sun,
right? The clouds, as we speak, the clouds part, and there we see a bite coming out of the sun from Canada as well. So things have started here. We can also see on our timeline that the eclipse has also started in Iceland. That's the first marker on our timeline. Just a reminder that we do have clouds in Iceland. So unfortunately, it really looks like we're going to not be able to bring you any images from Iceland today because it's just thick cloud everywhere there. That's been the main disappointment with the weather so far.
We've been getting some really sad messages from our partner, Sava Helgi Bragason there in Iceland. And he said it's been a really rough day because this has been leading up to this for many years of his life. And that's the horrible thing about eclipses is that if it's clouded out, it's clouded out.
Yeah. Mima, and as we've been talking, we can see that bite
Mm.
that the moon has made into the sun in Stavanger, I mean, that's grown as we've been talking. Maximum eclipse in Stavanger is coming up at 17:59
Yeah.
UTC. So there's still another 50 minutes where the moon is going to be eating away at the sun in Stavanger in Norway. Maximum eclipse there is going to be 85%. So 85% of the sun's disk will be covered by the moon.
And in Stavanger, we've been run down with messages. I've had so many messages about eclipse glasses that they are sold out, and so we have been putting out eclipse glasses for everyone to pick up at our office in HQ there. We're very happy to oblige, and they've been sharing them around. So I've been getting messages from my friends that are watching the eclipse right now. So excited that our hometown can see it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So just to recap what we're looking at here, in Stavanger, Norway, at the Time and Date HQ, we're on our way to an 85% partial eclipse. At the top right of the screen, that's us here, Leon, in northern Spain. We're still waiting for first contact, still waiting for the eclipse to start. And St. John, Canada. Yes, the eclipse is underway there as well. Maximum eclipse in St. John, 17:55. So around the same time as Stavanger, but not nearly as deep. It is only a 29% partial eclipse in St. John. So about a third of the sun's disk will be covered by the moon.
So don't go away. We've still got First Contact in Leon coming up, and go and check timeanddate.com for more information about the eclipse, about our partners, about the deepness of the eclipse where you are. Whatever you're looking for, you can find it there, and we will be back with you soon. Welcome back. You're watching a total solar eclipse here on timeanddate.com, and we're getting very excited. There's a lot of first contacts happening at the moment. We saw first contact there just above us. Where was that again?
That was in Genoa.
That was in Genoa. So in Italy, they've had first contact in Stavanger. Like the sun is starting to look a bit like a moon. And here in Leon, Spain, you can see the sun is fairly intact, but we're very quickly coming up to totality there. You can see that our dot on our trusty timeline there on the side has moved past Spain star, but that was right up in the north corner of Spain. So yeah, first contact in Leon coming up in just a few minutes, and then Palma de Mallorca in Spain shortly after that.
That's right. So just to recap, the moon's shadow is moving across Spain from the northern coast down across to the eastern coast, and then the eclipse is ending out in the Mediterranean. So Mallorca will be really the final place to see totality today. The eclipse here in Leon started at 1732 UTC, so any moment now we should be able to see the eclipse starting on our feed from here in Leon. We should be able to see that first tiny bite coming out of the sun. So we'll keep our eyes glued.
And there is a bit of lag. We have to say that. Like when we're sending our images, there is always a few seconds of delay. So we're just waiting for it to start biting away there. And if I'm lucky, no, I can't. We're still in the shade. I can't look out yet. I'll have to move out the screen. Oh, we can see it. Can you see it there, bottom right?
Yep,
corner?
it has now started there at the bottom right of the sun. We can now see that that imperceptible first bite. So this is just the moments after first contact. That's when the edge of the moon just starts to eat away at the sun. And there we are. The eclipse is very much underway in Leon, here in Spain. Totality in Leon is coming up in about an hour at 1828 UTC. That's when the moon will be covering all of the sun here. So over the next hour or so, that bite will be getting more and more until at 1828 UTC, we will have 1 minute and 45 seconds of totality where the sun disappears from the sky. We see this black hole in the sky, and we see the solar corona, the sun's outer atmosphere, shining around the moon.
And you might see me a little bit distracted because I'm looking out at the field that we're sitting in, and the locals are coming in. They've got chairs, they've got umbrellas. They're coming up and saying, hola, and we've enlisted a local to help us shoo them a little bit away because we're trying to tell you guys all about the eclipse, and she's showing them how to wear the glasses, and we've trained her well to help us out too. So we're not alone. We're enjoying the eclipse with the local population here in the little village we are in outside of Leon in Spain.
Absolutely. Now, Anna, we should also mention we have something new on the screen as well. Just above us, we have our live eclipse map. And this shows us where totality is happening right now. So we're looking at a map of the northern hemisphere. There we've got Canada on the left, we've got Greenland in the middle, and then we've got Europe on the right-hand side. The shaded area there shows where a partial solar eclipse is visible today. And there's that dark strip running down the middle of the map. That is the path of totality. That is the very narrow strip that you have to be on if you want to see a total solar eclipse, where the moon completely covers the sun today. And in the middle of the map, we have that bright red dot. That is where totality is happening right now. So right now in Greenland, that's where that red dot is. That is where totality is happening right at this moment. This is a live map, so that red dot is moving south. It's moving towards Iceland. Totality in Iceland starts quite soon at 1743 UTC. That's what it's showing on our timeline on the left-hand side of the screen. That's when that red dot is going to arrive at Iceland. And then it's going to continue moving south. It's racing towards us in Spain, and totality will be arriving here in Spain in around about 50 minutes from now. The moon's shadow, it is moving across the globe at a really high speed. In the bottom right corner of our map, we have the speed that the moon's shadow is traveling across the globe. It's 3,500 kilometers an hour, which is 2,200 miles per hour. So totality is racing towards us at high speed. The weather here continues to be great across much of Spain. We've got lovely clear skies here. So yeah, totality is on its way. Just again to say that we do have telescopes in Iceland, but we also have completely thick clouds. So unfortunately, no images of totality from Iceland today.
But for those that are in Iceland, they will notice totality will go dark for them.
That's right. Even if you can't enjoy seeing the sun disappear, you will notice the effects of it, because it will indeed go dark. So in Reykjavik, in the Icelandic capital, there's 1 minute of totality. So even though it's cloudy, everybody there is going to notice as totality approaches, the light levels dropping off until you get that much more darkness effect for 1 minute during totality, because up above the clouds, the sun has disappeared.
So first contact has happened here in Leon, Spain. It should be happening in Palma de Mallorca right now. We might be able to get some images up from them now if they're listening to me in the Time of Date HQ in Stavanger. So first contact happening very soon, or right now in Palma de Mallorca as well. So I think Steffen Thorsen has got his eclipse glasses out and is super excited.
Yeah, just correct. So yeah, as 1738 was first contact in Palma de Mallorca. So yeah, everything is just happening a few minutes after each place as the moon's shadow moves across Spain.
So we're going to put our eclipse glasses on. We're going to continue looking up at the sky here in Leon. I hope you're lucky enough to see the eclipse. If you are, check it with your eclipse glasses. Up next, we're hoping to talk to Geremy Krause about his amazing feed. We're looking at it right now. We will see you back here very soon.
You are back and watching this solar eclipse across the Northern Hemisphere on timeanddate.com. On our screen at the moment, in the top right-hand corner, we have pictures from Kristiansand in southern Norway. Our pictures there are coming from our partners, the Agder Astronomy Club in southern Norway. They've got a beautiful crescent sun there. Maximum eclipse in Kristiansand is in about 10 minutes from now at 1800 UTC. And at maximum eclipse, 84% of the sun will be covered by the moon. So that's what we're seeing in the top right corner. In the main image on the screen, this is what's happening right here in Leon in northern Spain. The eclipse is well underway. Totality will be starting at 1828 UTC. So we've got a beautiful partial eclipse here. This telescope that we're getting this image from is being operated by our very own Geremy Krause, who is right here. And Geremy, you've come to tell us a little bit about some of the struggles and some of the joy of bringing us these images of the eclipse.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
So, I mean, you've been preparing for this for quite a few weeks back at our HQ in Stavanger. How has that all gone?
Yeah, well, we have to wait for a sunny day, of course, and it is hard to actually completely replicate the conditions of an eclipse, but we obviously do. When we have a sunny day, we point the telescope at the sun and we do a little bit of a run through. And yeah, absolutely. So we don't expect that many sunny days in Stavanger this time of the year, unfortunately. And then when we do, a nice sunny day is probably somewhere around the 20 degrees. More contrast to where we are sitting right now.
Yeah, how has them been for you during testing here in Leon over the past few days?
Yeah, well, we chose this location because of the great location in the path of totality, plus the very low expectation of bad weather for this location. And we did expect 30s, but it has been quite incredible, actually. It's been up to 39 degrees in the shade of our tents. So all sorts of little heat gremlins have been coming out of both of us and our equipment. It's been quite an interesting struggle of problem solving and debugging.
Yeah. So, the equipment has been getting pretty hot. Can you tell us a little bit about the setup you have here?
Yeah. So we have our telescopes, and on the back of those we have a camera which is sending the signal to a laptop. That laptop is then processing the image and then sending it onto a streaming program, and then that is sending it back to our home base. So there's a lot of little points of error, the failure points, I guess you would say, that can happen. And it's been everywhere from the mounts of the telescope, the cameras, the cables to the telescope, to the actual laptop themselves overheating. So it's been quite a struggle, actually.
Yeah. But hey, the result is spectacular. We're seeing this beautiful image here. Now you're working in our next door tent with Renate Mauland-Hus, who Anna talked to earlier. Is that right that Renate's had quite a few battles with her equipment?
Yeah, the poor girl. This is her first trip with the mobile observatory to film a solar eclipse. And she's had a really hard time with the heat in her machine and her telescope. She actually has just a more general night sky telescope with a sun filter. So it is not really made to be sitting in the baking hot sun of northern Spain for hours on end.
Yeah. And what have some of the solutions to this heat been?
Well, we've been putting on our MacGyver hat, and basically we've been doing everything we can, from pieces of string to cable ties, gaffer tape. Also been using a reflective yoga mat we've chopped up into small little pieces and sacrificed to wrap around our equipment. We've got towels hanging over things. It's a little bit scruffy, but it's working and it's keeping our equipment cool. We've even got ice packs on reserve to put under the machines and wrap things. And yes, we're doing our best to just regulate the actual temperature on our machines.
Wow, excellent. Jeremy, thank you very much for coming and having a chat. We should let you get back to looking after the equipment there. Just to recap, on the screen here, we've got our feed from Stavanger in Norway. Maximum eclipse in Stavanger, just having a check here, 1759 is maximum eclipse in Stavanger. So just in a few minutes, it is an 85% partial eclipse there. In the top right corner, images from Palma in Mallorca. That's where Steffen Thorsen is. That's on the path of totality. So we're heading towards a total solar eclipse there in Palma de Mallorca. We are going to be back very shortly, so stick with us on timeanddate.com. Keep enjoying these images from around the world. Still to come, totality here in Spain. So we will be back very soon.
Welcome back. You're watching a total solar eclipse here on timeanddate.com, and things are really changing here. You can tell even from the light on our faces that it feels like sunset, and it is a sunset eclipse, but it's way too soon for the light to be so dim as it is now. The light is feeling different. It's just got that kind of, I don't know, twilighty feel to it, and it just feels a bit wrong. There were some dogs barking earlier. People are gathering in the field over here. There's dogs running around. They've got their pop-up chairs. They've got everything. They're so excited for the eclipse. And so you might hear them talking in the background because there's going to be some oohing and ahhing and excitement going on. So yeah, it's I can hardly contain myself because I'm getting so excited about this eclipse. We're looking at some gorgeous images there on the screen, Graham.
Yeah, so these are our two images, our two locations in Spain where totality will be happening in about 15 minutes from now. The big picture is coming from Palma de Mallorca. We're seeing some lovely details on the sun there. And I mean, that's just really showing us, Anna, that the sun is not just a bright yellow disk.
No.
There is a lot happening on the surface of the sun. There's the hugely intense magnetic fields at work. And so we get all of these interesting effects and details on the sun. And this is a beautiful look that we're having at the surface of the sun. We can, we also had the Leon picture there in the top right, but we've just switched it for Kassel in Germany. Maximum eclipse in Kassel was about 4 minutes ago. It was an 87% eclipse. And it's a beautiful crescent sun we have from there. This image is coming from the Kassel Astronomy Club. They have just opened a new observatory in Kassel. They've renovated an old observatory, and today it is their first official day of operating.
Wow.
It's called First Light, the first time they're using the observatory for doing real astronomy, and they've got beautiful clear skies. They've got this amazing eclipse. So congratulations to the team in Kassel on First Light for their new observatory. On our eclipse map, just below that, we can see that red dot. That is where totality is happening right now. It's happening in the Atlantic Ocean. It's racing towards Spain. That shadow is accelerating because it's going to be skimming off the edge of the Earth at sunset. So we're going to see the speed is going to be increasing. At the moment, it's 4,200 kilometers an hour, around about 2,600 miles per hour. But as we look at those numbers, we can see that it's accelerating because it's just going to be skimming off the edge of the Earth as it runs into sunset. So totality is on its way. Here in Leon, it's coming up at 1828, which is only 11 minutes away.
And I'm just looking at our little toenail of a sun here. Just underneath the tent, you can see the sun lighting up our faces already, and totality is coming up fast. And what can we see, Graham?
Yeah. So this picture we're seeing here from Leon in Spain, the moon is eating away at the sun. It's causing that crescent shape of the sun. That crescent is going to get thinner and thinner until we just have the just like one of those new moons where you can just see that tiny sliver of a crescent. That's what's going to happen to the sun. Eventually, the crescent will shrink to just a single point of light. And at that point, we can start to see the solar corona. And the combination of that bright point of light and this shimmery solar corona around the blackness of the moon, that gives us the effect of the diamond ring, this bright jewel of sunlight with this sort of shimmery ring around the moon. The diamond ring quickly disappears and turns into Bailey's beads. These are the very final blobs of sunlight we can see before the sun gets completely covered. It's sun shining through valleys around the edge of the moon's disk. And those are the final bits of sun we will see until the moon covers the sun completely. That's when totality begins. That's when it's okay to remove solar eclipse glasses and enjoy totality, when we can see the solar corona, but it doesn't last long. So here in Leon, totality starts at 1828 UTC. We'll have 1 minute and 44 seconds of totality. The moon's shadow will just keep racing southwards towards Mallorca. Our feed from Palma de Mallorca. Totality there will happen straight after Leon at 1831 UTC. And there it will last for about the same duration, 1 minute, 36 seconds. So we're going to be enjoying consecutive totalities. Firstly, here in Leon, moon will completely cover the sun, and then just after the sun re-emerges, just after we get more Bailey's beads, we again see the sun shining through the valleys on the other side of the moon's disk. We get another diamond ring effect as the sun's crescent starts to reappear, and then totality is completely finished. Solar eclipse glasses have to go back on before Bailey's beads, before any part of the sun is visible. And then the solar corona disappears and we're back to a crescent sun and the final stage of the eclipse. So totality in Leon, 1828. Totality in Palma de Mallorca, 1831. That's UTC. Just a reminder that local time in Spain, it's coming up to 8:30 in the evening. The sun is getting very close to the horizon. This is a sunset totality.
Sunset in 1 hour here in Leon. So it's all coming up very soon. Now, I was over at the other tent talking to Renate and Geremy, and Renate is working her little bum off over there. She's getting the telescope going. She's trying to get it ready for the totality, to see if we can capture totality with her telescope. It has been overheating, her computer's been overheating, but the temperature has been going down. So we're hoping, fingers crossed, that we're going to see some proper totality images here from Leon. So so excited about that. But we're going to leave you here to enjoy the totality. So we're going to disappear. You can watch these beautiful images on the screen, and we will be back after totality in Leon first, and then Mallorca after. So we will see you back on the other side.
You're back with us on timeanddate.com, just on the other side of totality here in Spain. So let's just recap what happened there. Right now on the screen, we are looking at a crescent sun in Palma de Mallorca and a crescent sun in Leon in Spain. So this is just now a few minutes after totality happened. The moon is now moving off the face of the sun, and we're also heading towards sunset. The moon, the moon and the sun are both getting really low in the sky. We have our map above us. For the last couple of hours, there's been a red dot on that showing us where totality is happening. That red dot has disappeared because the darkest part of the moon's shadow has now slid off the edge of the Earth. It was traveling at a really high speed when it just skimmed off the edge of the Earth into space, and so the total eclipse is over worldwide now. The partial eclipse is still going, of course. What did we see on the screen during totality? Well, on our feed from Leon, we saw that crescent sun getting thinner and thinner, and then just disappearing when we got to totality. Got the ideal telescope for watching totality was Renate's white light telescope. That's the one we've been talking about earlier, the one that's been overheating and has been having all these troubles in the sun. So we didn't have the ideal telescope there for catching totality, but we certainly saw the sun disappear and reappear on the images there. We then switched over to our feed from Mallorca, and we did see a beautiful totality there with the solar corona around the edge of the sun. But there's also a very human factor that, of course, at the moment of totality, everybody in Mallorca had their mobile phones out. Everybody was taking pictures. Everybody was streaming video. And the internet connection from there, as we saw on the screen, really, really suffered. So, yeah, that was a very human explanation for that. It's just so many people in Mallorca were enjoying totality that they were just breaking the internet. So that's what was happening on the screen. Meanwhile, here in Leon, on the ground in Leon, the sun is coming back. The light levels are going up. Where the temperature is changing again. I've done all the talking so far here because Anna, you're in your post-totality phase. How was that on the ground here?
I had a big cry. We did stand here, just the side of our screen, and pinched each other's in the arm, and it's really hard to describe other than like a big black hole in the sky surrounded by a beautiful, beautiful halo, and it's of wings of corona that just wisp into, and it's just, if you get yourself to see a totality anytime in your life, do it, because it's so worth it. And the people here were wowing and clapping, and there were a few dogs barking, not so many birds flapping about as I expected. So, but you really, like, the mood just completely changes, and I just, my heart is like in my throat and in my stomach at the same time at the moment, because it's just awe-inspiring, and it's part of just making you feel like a tiny human in this big universe, lining up to let the moon cover the sun like that. And I could waffle on about this for ages. You have to stop me, Graham.
Yeah, you're certainly right about. There was a wonderful reaction here on the field just in front of us, in the village that we're in. Everybody, of course, came out for totality, and the reaction of everybody was absolutely amazing. It is a completely, utterly unique experience. That's for sure.
And the temperature dropped. Like, we can really feel like we've been fighting like heat, and it's when we were setting up here earlier, and Renate's camera and computer and everything was overheating, we had 40 degrees Celsius, 100 degrees Fahrenheit. It's now down to 30 degrees Celsius. Obviously, there's the sunset also, but I think this is the coolest we've had it here since we've been here in Sunday. So it really has made a difference on the environment here. And it's just amazing that these things line up like this and create these amazing things in the sky.
Absolutely. We still have lots to come here
We do.
on
I
timeanddate.com.
have to pull myself together.
We still have the second partial phase of the eclipse to enjoy. The sun is getting down closer and closer to the horizon. In Palma de Mallorca, the sunset comes there first. 1849 UTC is when the sun is setting in Palma. It comes a bit later here in Leon. We're just a bit further across on the globe. Sunset here is at 1928 UTC. So our plan is to follow the sun all the way down to the horizon for the next hour. So we still have a lot to enjoy. We're also hoping to talk to the person who's been running our telescopes there in Palma on the island of Mallorca. That's Steffen Thorsen, our chief eclipse chaser at Time and Date. So stick with us. Still plenty to come. We will be back soon, and we'll hopefully be talking to Steffen in Mallorca.
You're watching a total solar eclipse here on timeanddate.com, and the light's coming back. The moon's disk is moving off the sun again. And we're still got a little while before sunset, but in Palma de Mallorca, where Steffen Thorsen is, the sun has already gone down. And Steffen, you have a special surprise for us. Can you show us?
Hi, Anna and Graham. Now, we did have some problems with transmission or something of the Eclipse, but fortunately we did record it. So we'll do a little attempt to just show it all again, the way at least we got it here. So we haven't practiced this, so this is a bit sort of maybe it doesn't work, but I will gonna start the recording of the Eclipse we had in Palma no.
I'm just letting. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, yeah, there's the diamond ring, which is quickly turning into Bailey's beads, and then totality is beginning now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and there is the solar corona around the edge of the moon, and on the left-hand side of the moon, it looks like we're seeing some big prominence there on the left-hand side of the moon. We can just see that sort of, it looks like that bit of the sun sort of erupting upwards. We were talking earlier about all the magnetic activity that's happening on the sun. There is so much going on the surface of the sun, and we can see that. We can see that sort of sticking out on the left side of the sun here. Wow, this is a beautiful minute and a half of totality to enjoy in replay.
So this is the recording of the totality in Palma de Mallorca. That's why we've removed our little live thing there. So we're not pretending that this is live. And Steffen, it's looking beautiful. And now it feels like a really long time. But when you're seeing it in real life, it is just like, it's over.
Yeah, when you think this is one of the few chances that solar physicists get to really study the solar corona, it's over so quickly. We're coming to the end. We're coming to the end already here. We're going to see the Bailey's beads again, these little blobs of sunlight coming through valleys on the side of the moon, turning again into the diamond ring, that bright jewel of sunlight with that sort of ring, ghostly ring around the edge of the moon. And boy, when the sun comes back,
it just blows the image.
Really,
this is when they need to put in the Leon sun back again, I reckon. But it's amazing. Oh, but there it is.
And there it is. And just as we saw, I mean, just that is just the merest sliver of sun, but it is so bright. It's wow.
Yeah, and back to Leon. Wow, Steffen.
Yeah, we did have there's many things I would like to do better with recording, but we had these problems in sending, and I think try to get the exposure right, and also it's really warm, so that had caused problems with both the computers here too. And another thing I didn't think so much about because of all the things doing, my fingers got really sweaty. So kind of I tried to move kind of things on the computer and it didn't move. So there was a bit of extra stress because of these reasons. So it's the warmest eclipse I have been to, and had a few lessons to learn for sure, especially about the equipment getting hot and not performing as well as we expect, and failing of kind of unexpected reasons and with strange errors, basically.
Yeah. Wow. But wow, Steffen, congratulations on that. That was a beautiful totality you caught. And I mean, it has been touch and go recently. I mean, generally Spain has, fairly good weather in terms of clouds in the summer, but Mallorca, it was always a bit of a gamble for you. And in recent days, you have had a lot of clouds near the horizon.
Yeah, I've been watching the weather forecast and also doing the same, basically rehearsing every night or every evening to just kind of see what happens. And the two first nights we had a bit of clouds like today, but still not enough to hide the sun. Then 2 days before today, it wouldn't be great if that was a day of totality. So I'm pretty happy with the weather today. That was really nice. There was a few clouds, but they were not doing anything bad really to the images. Yeah.
Yeah, great. And that's great news for everyone that traveled to Mallorca for the eclipse.
And can I butt in and ask a question about the eclipse, about the telescopes? Because as we were saying, Renate's telescope, the computer says no, mount says no, telescope says no, like we were having lots of issues because it's made for not for solar eclipses. It's a nighttime telescope, so heat can be an issue. But why is the white telescope that, because the image that we're looking at now is a hydrogen alpha telescope. It's specialized on the sun. But why is the white telescope so good for catching the sun during the moment of totality? And I think that it'd be nice to explain that to our viewers.
Yeah, first of all, the hydrogen alpha is filtering so much light. It's not a great telescope for the totality because it blocks so much light, so it's really hard to get anything out. So we need basically a regular camera in a way, and taking the filter off basically gets a kind of regular view. Like we can see the totality of the eclipse without any glasses or protection. So it is just a regular telescope basically, and that's the good thing for the totality, that we can take the filter off. But it's a bit of how long before do you take the filter off, because you risk damaging if you have it on too long with before and after totality. So there's a lot of things to think about. It's really, really hectic the minutes before and after. And the previous eclipse was quite a few minutes longer, so that made it a bit more relaxing. This time it was like it starts and then we do lots of things and then it ends. Yeah, so it's a very, very busy minutes. Yeah.
Yeah,
and we've just top of the screen there. We've just now got a very nice wide-angle view from Palma, looking towards the western horizon. Out over the Mediterranean, and that's a beautiful view you've got there, Steffen.
It's been great having sorry. But there's been lots of boats anchoring outside this area in a way, and it was very nice to hear people sharing and fluting, and there was so much excitement around us. Basically, we are still a bit far away from them, but we heard them extremely well. So a lot of people were very happy because Palma, Mallorca, this area is basically a bit of a chance. You never know if the clouds would ruin the experience. So I'm very happy that it was turned out the way it was.
Yeah,
fantastic. And just before you go, I mean, how has it been in Palma generally? You've been telling us about roads being closed, and the authorities really carefully preparing for this eclipse. But there's been quite an upheaval there in Mallorca.
Yeah, we don't know so much because I haven't been traveling because of all these alerts or warnings about doing traveling today. So I'm basically been shielding here, being just in the local grocery store. That's the only travel today. So I don't know so much really how it's been.
Well, there you go. We have to make sure that we catch the eclipse. We're not out gallivanting when there's eclipse coming up here at time and date. It's important to make sure we get the images to the people. Well, Steffen, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us, and I'm so happy that we got to see those beautiful images of totality.
That was an amazing replay,
and we're excited for the next one next year. So it's all happening very soon again. We're still going to be going for another 20 minutes here until the sun is going to go down below the horizon. It's looking beautiful and red and quite normal over here in the horizon. So take a look at timeanddate.com. We've got all the resources there for eclipses coming up and other things of how things look in your night sky. There are things happening in the night sky after this that we can talk about in the next segment. So stay here and we will see you soon. You're still watching a total solar eclipse here on timeanddate.com, and the moon's disk is slowly moving off the sun. We're looking at a beautiful sun in front of us as well here, and we can, it's very close to the horizon, so the light is nice and soft, and it's just, yeah. I'm still a bit short of breath after that experience, but yeah, as you can see, our timeline there is coming to an end. Our end of show here will be at 19:30 UTC, so we're just watching the sun set with this beautiful eclipse happening at the same time. So Geremy still working very hard behind the scenes. He's got his wide feed there, and he's got the telescope feed going, but there are more eclipses to come. So much more eclipses to come. Actually, just in 2 weeks, there's an eclipse to come. So on the night of the 27th to 28th of August, so in 2 weeks, there will be an almost total lunar eclipse. You can see it in North and South America and Europe just before sunrise, and we will be streaming it live on timeanddate.com. Stefan is picking up his telescope, and he is going to Lisbon, Portugal to live stream that. So it's all happening still. So the almost total lunar eclipse is a lunar eclipse where the moon will turn red. It's a very deep partial eclipse, so we're pretty excited about that one too. But there's another total solar eclipse next year, also here in Spain, a bit further south in the southern part, a bit earlier, August 2nd, and it can be seen in the southern part of Spain, in northern Africa, and the Middle East. This is the famous one that's going to have a really long totality, especially in Egypt, up to 7.5 minutes. Am I remembering that?
6.5 minutes.
6.5 minutes. So yeah, it's coming up very soon. So that is very exciting. There's a little bit of cloud coming over Jeremy's projection there of the sun. So yeah, we're still got lots of work to do, Graham.
Oh, we do. Actually, that's a lovely image there of the moon nibbling away at one side of the sun, and a little tiny cloud nibbling away at the other side of the sun there. Anna, we have to say a very big thank you to all of our collaborators around the Northern Hemisphere who have been bringing us some wonderful pictures of this eclipse. In Kristiansand in southern Norway, we saw a beautiful crescent sun. Those pictures were from the Agder Astronomy Society. We saw some great pictures from London. Those were from our good friends at the Royal Observatory Greenwich. Thank you for sharing those with us. We also saw an amazing crescent sun from Kassel in central Germany. That was the team celebrating the first day of operation of the new Kassel Observatory there in central Germany. In Genoa, in northern Italy, our friends at the Righi Observatory and Primo Canale, who were on the Terrazza Colombo at the top of a skyscraper in downtown Genoa, enjoying this eclipse. And over in North America, at St. John in Canada, our good friend Chris Kerwin from Astronomy by the Bay, some great pictures from there. Chris will also be sending us some images of the lunar eclipse in a couple of weeks' time. As always, of course, there are issues with weather. And of course, there's all kinds of issues that we have to contend with when we're streaming eclipses. In Reykjavik, Iceland, we had Sævar Helgi Bragason. He was all lined up to bring us images of totality from Iceland, but unfortunately, clouds prevented anything from happening there. Also struggling with the gremlins today in Oldenburg in northern Germany. The team at the University Observatory of Oldenburg, unfortunately, we didn't see anything from them today. And in New York, in the US, there was a small partial eclipse at lunchtime there. Kat Trosch at the Astro Society was observing that from on the ground in New York. We should also mention up at the very top of Norway in Tromsø, Anders Olsen had his equipment out, but again was really unable to capture anything because of the clouds
And rain.
there, clouds and rain
Yeah.
as well, which is never good for telescopes and equipment and
No.
and that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
thank you very much to everybody who's been sharing their images of the eclipse today.
But we did get some beautiful images from here as well, from Leon in Spain, our team with Renate Mauland-Hus and Geremy Krause. They really worked their little bums off to get us some beautiful telescope images. Don't think Renate hasn't been working hard, because she has been trying to figure out those camera issues for days. It's also Steffen Thorsen in Palma de Mallorca in Spain. We just talked to him. He did great. Thank you, Steffen. In Stavanger, Norway, Ada Opperhau. She was out with our little smart camera, our little smart telescope, and got beautiful images from Stavanger, Norway. She's hometown. It's almost like I wish I was there. And let's not forget all the wonderful people back at HQ in Stavanger. Arjen Rex, Daniel Leland, Andy Ardner, Jason Lydiot, Sarah Kornberg, Ellie Elliott, and Anya Smith. Now you can see that the sun is looking a bit weird on that telescope image. You can see on that widescreen image that the sun is setting. It really is setting. So we're going to leave you with this beautiful sky. But there's always something else happening in the night sky. And tonight, there's an after party.
There is an after party, really for anyone in the Northern Hemisphere. By coincidence, tonight is the peak night of the Perseid meteor shower. This is the Northern Hemisphere's big annual meteor shower. It's where we can expect a pretty good stream of shooting stars in the night sky. Every year, this meteor shower peaks around the night of August 12th, August 13th. And just by coincidence, the peak of the meteor shower is tonight. So wherever you are in the Northern Hemisphere, if you have clear skies, then tonight is an excellent chance to get out and enjoy the eclipse after party, which is the shooting stars of the Perseid meteor shower.
Just lie down on the ground, look up, and there will be up to 100 shooting stars per hour. So it really is a good chance to see another one of nature's huge spectacles. So that's it for us. We're going to leave you with the sunset, but we're going to be back in 2 weeks' time. We've got the sun. We're looking at the sun going down behind the mountains in the horizon. So we're ready to say bye-bye to everyone there, and we will see you back here in 2 weeks. Bye.
time and date, we look up into the sky. We bring you exclusive footage from eclipses worldwide. We take our mobile observatory to where the action happens. Hi, Steffen.
Hi, Anna.
We collaborate with experts and observatories across the globe to bring you the best view of celestial events.
And we ordered the devil's horn just for you.
Now, we have to say thank you very much for your images tonight.
We explain how and show why it all happens while answering your questions during our live broadcast events.
That is a meteor.
Find your home and even more details on time and date. And subscribe to join us next time.